Alright there, hello there everyone, this is Soldier 17 here. Let me first, like usual, announce picture, not paid video. Alright, okay. So, this video is just to me, like, maybe 40 minutes long, or 30, because of, well, I want to make it, and I did not get much sleep today, so I'm only going to try to make 2 videos while I'm at my friend's house right now. So, I'm taking this opportunity to make this video. I watched the last video, I know where I'm at, and yeah, so let's just go on to this. This was Izuku Midoriya, well, no, this is what Deku got Laughing Jack's powers, part 2. So, as Izuku's basically getting all his school supplies into his bag, his uniform on and ready. Like you all know, his hair is black and straightened. His has black fingernails, bandages, and silver eyes. And his teeth are sharpened, sharper now. And Inko says, "Are you sure you're gonna be okay?" And he goes, "Yeah, Mom, I'll be fine. It's not like anything's gonna happen. Well, I mean, not to me, at least." And she just sighs and goes, "Izuku, please, don't do anything." He goes, "I swear, Scout's honor," basically. And she says, "Also, no giving people poison candy." And he's like, but fine." And Laughing Jack's like, "Aw." I know, he just goes like, "Why?" Basically. That's all he just says. And yeah. So, Izuku says bye to his mom and everything else, and they leave. So then Laughing Jack's like, well, life, right, kid? And Izuku goes, "Yeah, life." Alright, let's just get to school already. So, after so long of walking, they get to school. And, well, Laughing Jack just says, "Well, it's been a while since I've seen this place." And Izuku goes, "Wait, you've been here before?" He was like, "Oh, no. I just passed by it multiple times. There's always a couple bases around here, believe it or not. So, I'm wondering about that, Nezu fellow. Did he plan those bases, or did someone else did?" It's gonna be fun finding out the truth, kid. So, Izuku just says, "Yeah, let's go in, though." And they leave, they do go in. When they get in, they do take their time to look around the place. And they do find Class 1A. Bakugo and Ida are having the same falling out, like in canon. And he just says to himself, "The angry Pomeranian never learns to shut it." Oh, wait, it's also that Four Eyes. Well, he has something stick up there, doesn't he? As Laughing Jack laughs at this. So, he just closes the door and just walks over to his seat, but then Ida notices him, and then Ida says, "And you, how disrespectful!" And then Zuko suddenly just, swipe his finger in his left hand just to the right, as if the mouth shuts closed. And he goes, "How disrespectful that did that to you?" Well, as you heard President Mike, he was gonna, he didn't need to tell because it was only an obstacle. And, well, you're just being an annoying pest. So I'm gonna leave your mouth shut for almost for the whole entire day until you learn to be proper and respect people. Instead of acting like you're all high and mighty. Got it, Four Eyes? As Bakugo just laughs at this a little bit. And then people are kind of wondering, what the heck is Zuku's quirk? Stripe is in there, basically. And, hold on. Never mind. And Stripe is in class, and she's like wondering, how does he have a Laugh and Jack's abilities? Like, really, come on. And so Ito's like trying to like speak, but he can't. And all they hear is like, all that. So people are laughing a little bit. As Izuku just suddenly just like had enough of it, and what happens next is Izuku just snaps his fingers, and then all of a sudden, like Ida's mouth does come out open, like opens up again, but then a whole bunch of cockroaches are coming out of his mouth. Basically, Izuku just starts laughing, like he goes, "That's hilarious." Look at your face, and I'm real-ish. They're like cockroaches. I mean, they probably have a lot of diseases and you'll probably get sick, but don't worry, you're fine. As in, like, all of a sudden he snaps his fingers again as they all, like, disappeared. He was, see? Perfectly fine. Now, don't mess with me, Four Eyes. Got it? As he goes, yes! And then he just gets away from Izuku as soon as possible. And he just smiles. Bakugo just goes, "Oi, deku." And he looks over and goes like, "Yes, Bakugo?" He goes, "That's kind of messed up, but at the same time it's funny." He goes, "You win some, you lose some, right? I mean, try to be respectful towards people and they just be jerks. You just want to teach them a lesson, right?" As a grin appears on Deku's face, as Bakugo just kind of remembers what he did to his face. And just says, "Yeah." And so he basically, Izuku's just in his seat, and Stripe, gets out of her seat and walks over to Izuku and then sits right next to her. I mean, not right next to her. She's sitting right next to him. And he goes, "Oh, hello there. Have we... Wait a minute. Yeah, we have met. The girl from my class, along with... Where was it? Ah, yes. Basically, the fighting exam for the Ganon UA entrance exam, basically. And she goes, "Yep, it's good to see you again, Izuku." It was, first name basis, huh? She goes, "Oh, sorry, I mean Midoriya." He goes, "That's fine, call me Izuku. I do prefer another name, but that's a little secret." And she goes, "So, what happened to you that involved you becoming this way?" He goes like, goes straight right to the punchline, huh? That's really nothing. Just, well, involved me suffocating, almost dying, saved by somebody, then gaining their power. It's nothing really special. She goes, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, on something on the lines of that. Not truly. I mean, gain someone's power. How does that be possible? That has to be completely mad and crazy to ever believe it." And, like, she can already see, like, Izuku's mind is technically mad. Like, she can tell really easily. After Chuck or Rock comes into the room, everyone's just talks for a little bit. Aizawa then comes in, and then everything happens similar in the canon. The only difference is, Izuku basically stretches out his arm to grab the uniform and says, "I'll be outside waiting for you already, Teach." Don't keep me waiting. As he just starts walking out the room and walking towards the changing room. As I was thinking, so that's the scholarship kid. Interesting. like what Nezu said, his quirk is unique. I have to be careful with this kid. And then he basically then as out looks at everyone else, he goes, do what that kid did and get out of here. And yeah, so after that, and while everyone's changing since Minetta's not there, Kirishima just doesn't go up to Izuku, but he does say, hey, what's your Midoriya? Izuku Midoriya. And if you're gonna ask me, how did I get these bandages on my arm, on my hands, around them? It's just for show. Nothing really bad happened. Don't be afraid. I don't bite. Much. As in, like, all of a sudden, like, Izuku just, like, snap his finger and a lollipop appears into his hand, and, he have no wrapper on, so he just puts it right into his mouth, the lollipop. And they're like, wondering, how the... He goes, what? The guy has a sweet tooth. So, yeah. So, he's just done changing after that. It'll take him a few minutes. He says, well, bye, everyone, as, he does leave. Also, I forgot to mention, it's gonna be later in the parts, it's gonna be scared, like, get scared, like, a little bit of, like, gore and making, like, people scared. I will only do what I would think will happen. But remember, just because of what I say, if it was animated, it probably would look a lot more terrifying. So, yeah. But anyways, so as Izuku just gets out there, Aizawa's basically just waiting for him. He was like, it looks like I was the one who was waiting for you. He was like, I'm hurt. I thought I was gonna be the one waiting for you just waiting for you. And yet my plan failed for a wonderful performance I had. I'm joking. I don't really care if you're here to teach. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I'm just gonna win. What the freak? That's in my friend's room? I have no idea what that was. Alright, whatever. But, anyways, as Izo just says, cocky, much kid, he was like, oh, no. Just, oh, well, speaking from experience, that's all. As well, okay, as I did get freaked out over that, and everyone else comes by. I was having like a little bit of a sweat on his, like, coming down his face for some weird reason, because when Izuku said that, it's like something came over him, like a sense of danger, an instinct was telling him. So, yeah. And when everyone else came out, he goes, alright, everyone, we're going to, see what was your ball, just doing the ball throw. He says, we're gonna, see how long the distance was for your, last ball throw when you were in middle school. And then what happens is, he says, Izuku Midori, please come up, because you were the first place. And Baku goes, what? How is he? As then all of a sudden, like, a metal, like, something goes around Baku's face, and this, like, he's like, and he goes, cannon, angry Pomeranian. Hey, dinner's ready for me, my friend. I'm gonna go eat. So, hold on, everyone. I'm back. So, as I was saying, Izuku, starts to walk forward, and he just says, well, this is gonna be fun. How about you want me to throw it? He goes, throw it as hard as you can, without your quirk. He goes, oh, alright. And so Izuku just throws it about 75 meters, which impresses everyone. He goes, I've been working out a little bit, so it kind of helped. And Izuku is impressed with this, and he goes, "All right, now use your quirk." He goes, "Okay, I will. Just be warned. This quirk is a little bit different, more a little crazy, as I would put it." And he was like, "Okay, what do you mean by that?" As in, like, Izuku all of a sudden pulls out a freaking cannon. Like, I mean, by cannon, it is a, well, just a cannon. When you put it, like, in a cannonball, and he goes, "Okay, this is how I use my quirk. I can make anything I want into, come to existence, basically. It's kind of like reality bending, but it's more of a, I can bring anything I think into reality, but I can't, destroy quirks or anything of that matter. I can only create. And so, cannon." And then Izuku basically, like, puts the cannonball, and he puts, like, the ball into the cannon, and then he goes, "Alright, 3, 2, 1," as he lights it, and then, like, after a few minutes later, he goes, "Fire in the hole!" As he, plugs his ears, and then the cannon just basically shoots the cannon just shoots the ball, and it sends it farther than a normal cannon would. It basically sent it about 999 meters, which, as I goes, "Alright, that's good." He goes, "Thanks. So how did I do, teach?" He goes, like, "Pieces 999 meters. You got." "Alright, next." As always thinks, okay, so he can bring anything to, like, creation. He can create anything. That's impossible, and he doesn't need, like, like, I don't know, like, he even looks at Momo Yarozu's, like, what she can do is exactly the same thing with him, but, like, Deku, he said his quirk is, like, but it's more of a, limitation. He can bring anything out of nowhere, which Aizawa thinks very versatile, very versatile and creative. If he ever wants to be, like, that's how he thinks it, and it's just his mind's working, like, everything he's trying to think of, like, the possibilities of Izuku making, creating, and just doing would be, well, impossible for a normal human being to even have. And, well, everyone goes up. Stripe, her throw is about, well, 850. Nah, let's say 900. Exact, just 900. Which Izuku kind of smiled. He was like, "Huh, I didn't know somebody could have this type of strength here." As she goes, "Well, Izuku, you don't know me that well." I was like, "And you don't know me. So, let's get to know each other this year, Stripe." And she goes, "Fine." Yeah, Stripe is still just, her name is just Stripe. But she had a last name. No one knows why, though. Her name is Stripe. Izuku never even asked. Even he was wondering that when they were in middle school. Baku doesn't really care. But yeah, Baku just links, like, how did the nerd get so strong? But, I mean, it's kind of weird, cool, exactly. Also, everything else goes, all the things that happen in the canon do, but with Midoriya coming in, actually with Deku coming in about second to first place on some things, but just like the grip test, he came in third. So yeah. So that was the thing, but he still came in first place, which, as I was just looking at him, and Izuku just smiled. He goes like, "Huh, I told you I come in first place, teach." So, what do you think? As Aizawa just says to himself, "This kid's a monster. I don't know what to do." All right, you all pass. I'm gonna go and think. I need this. You guys have the day off, so yeah. Bye, everyone. As basically, Izuku just smiles and says, "Well, see everyone. I'm going home." As he basically just remembers, "Oh wait, my uniform." As he just snaps his fingers and a door appears, which Aizawa just looks at that, goes like, "What?" As then he opens up the door, and all of a sudden it's the locker room, the boys' locker room. As he goes in, he grabs his uniform. He goes into it and he says, "Don't come in this way." As then he closes the door, he gets changed real quick and he gets right back out. He goes, "Much better. Bye." As he just leaves. As everyone's confused. Stripe is not. Yeah, so she runs over to the girls' locker room and gets changed. Deku's already off the school grounds by the time she's done, and he's just near the train station. But hey, it's it's gonna be like that. Because I'm thinking, hey, you could just automatically just do what he wants, bend reality, so he can probably do a little jump, where no one can see him very much. So yeah. And let's just say this: Izuku notices someone screaming for help, and it doesn't seem like no one can hear her. And so Izuku decides to follow it, and this woman's being attacked by a man. This woman's being attacked by these villains. As then Izuku goes, "It looks like I get to play today." As laughing Jack in his head, he goes "Oh God, no! This kid's personality changed to this much. Okay, try to make him still be the same old kid. The same kid that I saved. We do not need another laughing Jack in this world. There can only be one, and it is I," he's saying to himself. Well, no one did the voice because I don't know why. I just felt like there was a scratch and cough was coming. When you have something after you eat or something, you get this weird tickle in the back of your throat. So yeah, I thought I had that. As in so basically what Izuku does, he starts to move his hand, he's he's actually, it looks like he's just turning something, and then the whole entire area around them is starting to change, as basically it's become a dark and eerie place with chains and hooks all around, and the sound of water, the feeling of water is at their feet, and for the woman, her feet and hands. She's feeling water around them, and it's just really weird in them. And Izuku just says, "Welcome to the show, you degenerate pieces of crap. I'm gonna enjoy ripping you to shreds." Just that in the, from multiple angles, it's very eerie, and there's some shivers down their spines for some weird reason. The voice, and it's echoing in multiple directions. The woman's scared, and all of a sudden they hear splashing in multiple different areas. It's around them, and it's they're looking side to side. These villains are going "Where are you?" basically, as in the chains rattle up, and one of them had a let's say a quirk that allowed them to shoot out crystals, in which it hit the wall and it broke into many pieces and multiple, like, hit the wall as the guy's partner says, "Calm down, man, calm down. It's just a hero." He goes, "No, that's not a hero. You idiot. A hero wouldn't be doing this. This guy's trying to make us freaking be scared, or else we may die." As Izuku goes, "Oh, no, you won't die. I mean, quick and painless. You're gonna die the most slow and painful death I can think of for you two." As the guy says, "What the why?" And Lavin Jack's just saying, "Okay, like, seriously, kid, calm down, like, calm down." He goes, "Nah, I want to do this. I want to see what my capabilities are." And then, Izuku just, like, has, like, snakes and cockroaches, like, appear from, like, different areas of the room, which the other partner who had a stone quirk would basically be throwing rocks at them, along with the other guy just using crystals just to shoot at them, which, they do, like, go away, which the woman's scared, as then all of a sudden she feels a hand on her, long finger, and, fingers and fingernail is, like, hit on her shoulders, and she's about to scream as he just covers her mouth, and all of a sudden she gets pulled into the darkness, in which one of the guys turn around and I see hear, like, a screaming, but it's muffled, as in, like, we're basically going like, "What the fudge? What the fudge? What the fudge?" And so Izuku with this woman is basically, like, he brings her out of where they were, and then he goes, "Shh, don't say a word of this. Got it?" As she nods her head, and he just goes back to where he was. As this, then you're like, "Now, let the fun begin." As they're like, "What do you mean?" As multiple, like, the chains from the ceiling, like, all around them, like, just, like, starts flying towards these guys. As in, like, the wall suddenly has, like, starting to morph and change with, like, has, like, spikes onto them. As these guys are freaking out, and they see this. They only see this. As they're like, what are you? Are you a hero, villain?" And as it goes, "Oh, no, 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 no. I'm just your worst nightmare, at least, for now." As then, all of a sudden, like, we're gonna be like, the girl can just hear screaming. This woman basically just hears screaming. And then when Izuku comes back, she asks, where are they?" He was like, "Oh, they're there, don't worry. They're, almost dead, at least. I mean, I taught them a lesson, so..." As he basically says, "Bye," as in, he turns himself into confetti, basically just snaps his fingers and confetti. Which, this woman does not understand what just happened. The heroes did come. They did come to the scenes, and the guys were on the ground bleeding. As they did get, like, the people there. I mean, did they get, like, some ambulance there for them in time? So yeah, if that was not scary, yeah, sorry, I just trying to think of something on the fly. So my apologies for that. But anyways, so after basically that was on the news, as Izuku just, like, got home. It's gonna be on, but he doesn't know it's gonna be on the news tonight. Maybe, like, that's what he thinks, so he's gonna check it out. Lapinjat did, like, commend him on not killing them. Ah, jeez. Sorry, just something caught my attention. And it's a hair in my mouth, really. And I hate that. But anyway, so yeah, so he just says, yeah, I almost killed him. But I fought that, urge, so, lucky me. He goes, "Yep." Anyways, steady, kid. So basically, Izuku just goes and into his room. Then eats dinner basically that night. Like how Izuku, while they were eating, like she put on like the news, and they basically had the report of the attack, but they just say they don't know who like saved this woman, and the woman doesn't want to say nothing out of fear. They think it was a potential villain or a vigilante that stroke fear into like its victim or basically the woman that he saved. As he just kind of smiles at this, and Inko just immediately looks at him and just go like, "Did you do that to those men?" He was like, "I mean, they were technically harassing a lady, and I don't care what they said, but it seemed like they were mugging her, and if she didn't give them the money or whatever she had on her, it was gonna be like they kill her. So, I mean, I don't have a quirk, so could the law really do anything to me?" As Inko sighs, it goes, "No, but still." He goes, "Yeah, yeah. Come on, let's go. Come on, Mom, let's just ignore. Let's just go back to, eating dinner. Pretend this never happened." But unknowns to them, freaking Nezu and Sally basically saw the news along with Stripe and All Might, and well, Stripe was pretty amazed by this. All Might was pretty shocked, and Sally just grinned and was smiling. Which Nezu asks, "Why are you smiling about this?" And she just said, "Because LJ, did this. I mean, usually he would have killed them, but LJ did this." In which Nezu just says, "Alright." He does, understand that Sally does not fear, like, seeing people dead because of her past. So, he does, understand most of it. But, he just tries to, tell her about the world of heroes and all that, teach her. When he's not, well, even while he's in the principal, he's, teaching her. So, yeah. But, anyways. So, after all that, the next day happens. And it's hero versus villains. And, hell, everyone gets their costume. But Nezu did call in, though. I mean, All Might did wanted to talk to Izuku and Midoriya along with Nezu. And he said, "Alright." Everyone's curious what's going to go on along with Bakugo. But he just tells them, "Canon, all of you. As it doesn't matter when it doesn't concern you. It's nothing bad. Maybe. I mean, I don't know for sure, but hey. I know I didn't do anything. Today, at least." So, and that caught Bakugo's attention. He was like, "What do you mean today, you nerd? You don't do anything bad." And he was like, "A lot has changed in the past 10 months. I could have done something. I could have changed to the point where I do bad stuff now, Bakugo. But hey, it's whatever. Right?" As well, Bakugo's just baffled by this. He doesn't know what to think. He only remembers Izuku being the crybaby. Goody goody two shoes. The one that he bullied all the time. Seeing this is what's going on? What happened to the nerd? Legit, he's trying to process this. It's not processing. So he can't process it at all. Which is the most funniest thing, because Izuku can see this. So, yeah. So what happens is, All Might brings Izuku to a different room, and Nezu's there along with Sally. And then, well, he goes, "So, Nezu, what do you want from me? Is it because you saw what happened on the news?" He goes, "Oh, no. It's, to explain something. You didn't have a costume. And I, figured." He goes, "Wait." When Izuku holds up his hand, he goes, "Wait. I did give you, details for a costume." And then All Might says, "That's the thing. We rejected that idea. For you, at least. You don't need a costume." He goes, "So, then what do I need?" He goes, "Your true form." He goes, "What? You mean I can be the mad clown?" And he goes, "Yes." All Might says, "Oh, Nezu." And it's also because of, Sally's there, and she would really like to see it. So she says, and, so she adds in, "And I really would like to see it too. So please." She gives the puppy dog eyes, and LJ just, not LJ, Izuku just looks at her, and he can just see LJ just he can just feel LJ go "Those eyes. Those are the eyes of a witch. They can make anyone do anything she wants with those. It's dangerous. Don't look into them." But Izuku was really looking at them, and he goes alright. I'll change into, my true form. I have to, because if I don't, people are gonna hunt me down. If I don't, keep the normal look, too. It's pain, though. Does hurt a little bit, but whatever. So, Izuku transforms into LJ, and he goes, "Well, how's this, Sally?" And, she runs over and hugs Izuku. And he just pats her on the head and just says, "Good kid." He goes, "Alright, All Might, Nezu, bye." As he just leaves. Sally did say, "Are we gonna watch their fight? Their training?" As Nezu says, "Yes." And she does say, though, have a lot more precautions with LJ. He's way more cunning than you could imagine. As All Might goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "He can manipulate the world into changing it to any way he wants. So, imagine that world he changes, he can also take it over and, add or change things to it to his advantage." And then Nezuo might realize this is going to be quite dangerous for everyone. So, All Might rushes over. He says, basically, he's rushing towards the door. He says, "Alright, thank you, Sally, for the information. Bye." And then he just leaves. And so, after that, everyone, when he gets there, Izuku's just, waiting there. Everyone does come out. And they're wondering, Baku goes, "Who's the clown?" And he goes, and Izuku just looks at him and goes "Well, Pomeranian, I didn't know you were freaking stupid. How can you not recognize me?" As everyone's going "What the?" And just Stripe says, "Midoriya?" And he goes, "Ding, ding, 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 ding. We have a winner." How come Stripe is the only one who recognizes me? Whatever. As Bakugo goes, "The freak? What was going on?" And he was "Duh, I'm a clown." So, that's it. Can we just get this lesson over with? I got things to do, and I don't have a lot of time. So, come on, let's hurry up. As Alma says, "Alright, then I'll put your group into randomized teams." As basically, it's first team will be Deku and Stripe, along with facing Bakugo and Uraraka. As Izuku just looks at Bakugo with the biggest grin on his face. As all of a sudden Bakugo just gets a really cold chill down his spine. As then Stripe goes, "Don't kill." He goes, "Fine. Can I at least break one of his arms?" She goes, "Hmm?" He goes, "Yes." "Wait, how did you know I was gonna kill?" She goes, "Duh, I know that look easily." Laughing Jack. Whereas then Izuku just grabs her by her arm and just pulls her over to the side, and he just tells Alma, "I'll be back in 1 minute." As basically, they go outside, and he was like, "Okay, listen here, you. How do you know that name? And, well, are you Stripe from, Zago's kid?" Hold on, everyone. And basically she goes, "Yeah, what about it?" He goes, "Oh, cool. Oh, and, as Judah says in his normal voice, he changes it back. He goes, "Well, then you should know about Laughing Jack. I'm not him. I'm, Izuku Midoriya, as you know. But I am him also." She goes, "What?" He goes, "Okay, let me explain." So, he explains about what happened to Laughing Jack, and then how he and his soul merged together with him, so he has his power, and his look, his abilities, and his attitude is slowly changing. She goes, "Okay, I get it. And, anything else I need to know?" He goes, "Yeah, I like poison candy." She goes, "Why?" He goes, "For some weird reason, I have a taste for it. It doesn't affect me, but the taste of the candy when it's poison is really delicious." Which she just has a sweat drop going down her face. He goes, "That's kind of dangerous, even for you." He was like, "Really? I'm seeing really fine." And Laughing Jack goes, "She doesn't get it. We're imaginary, kid. That's all." She goes, "Oh yeah. I got you now." He just tells her, "Remember, imaginary doesn't mean I'm real. Technically, I am fake, all in your head." She goes, "Oh yeah, I forgot." So yeah. So after that, they go in. Izuku, uses the Laughing Jack voice, and then All Might says, "Is everything already?" I was like, "We're A-okay, All Might. Don't worry. Anyways, let's get going." So the thing is, Stripe and Deku are villain team, while Bakugo and Araka are hero team. So Deku has the bomb as they are, going over to the top floor. As then, Bakugo and Araka are making a plan. Deku does ask All Might if he can, do something to the building, change its structure, do different things to it, to what he's thinking. As All Might goes, "Is there anything dangerous?" He goes "Oh no, nothing that can kill. Probably break a couple of bones, but that's it." Which everyone was going "What?" As All Might wants to see the extent of his power. He was like, and even Nezu radios All Might and allows him. So he basically says to Deku, "You have permission to do what you want to the building, the inside of it, not the outside." He was like, all right, I get it." So he just touches the building floor, as then he goes, "Well, let's the show begin." As then all of a sudden the buildings just started to change and morph around. As that is happening, there is on the first floor, there's basically nothing that will happen, just a few jump scares that are basically child's play that a 4-year-old would basically get scared of. And Then the second floor, it gets a little bit more harder. It's like a little challenge for them that he puts. And then like the fourth floor is like, well, no, the fifth floor. I mean, not the fifth. The third floor is basically the challenge part for them. Because of spike pits that just have like not really spikes in them. It's more like it's cones. Because he can't kill them. But hold on. Alright, back. But anyways, so he does have like a few traps that are like paralyzing or like stunning people. Heck, he even has like a hammer somewhere that'll come out of nowhere and hit them. And basically, he just tells like Stripe saying, "We have time. Just sit back and relax." As he just snaps his fingers, and just suddenly, table, chair, and snacks are there along with drinks. Which everyone's very confused by this. And so, after that, Uraraka and Bakugo do go in. Everyone sees like how it is. Izuku basically changed everything, which was terrifying to them. And then he added stuff to it. And then basically, Bakugo was not scared, but Uraraka did get jump scared a few times. As on the second floor, they're starting to see like it goes a little bit like, yeah, like a real, like really dangerous and really real. They think it's dangerous. As then like they get past all of that, and then like the third floor was the most like dangerous for Bakugo because let's just say you could probably figure it about Bakugo. His mother was the most terrifying thing he's ever seen, basically to ever meet in this world. So basically he had like a version of Mitsuki in there, which Bakugo goes, "You old hag, why are you here?" As then like Mitsuki then just slaps him across the head, just saying, "Don't call me old hag, you stupid kid." As then they just argues and Mitsuki just grabs her kid by the collar and throws him. Well, this version of Mitsuki, which Izuku made, was just supposed to be like mess with Bakugo's head. As then she basically does grab him and throw him into a wall. As then like she just grabs something nearby, just tries to throw it at him, which he basically dodges, and he goes like, "What are you doing?" He goes, as then like she just says something that really like upsets him. Basically, it is Izuku is better than you at being a hero, in which he gets mad and being upset, and so he tries to fight this version of Misi, which then it does like she makes a trap activate, as then it's basically the hammer that comes out of nowhere, hits Bakugo right in the back, set him flying to the wall. Basically, this is supposed to be, littered with booby traps and all that, just to try to make them afraid. Heck, there's even a few, like, unknown creatures that come out of nowhere, try to attack them, that disappear into the dark very quickly. So, yeah. As when they get up to the top floor of the building, Izuku and Stripe is just sitting there just eating, which Bakugo and Uraraka just like going like, "So all this time you've been doing this while we were going through pain and misery?" Which Izuku just looks at him and goes like, "Oh yes, it was quite entertaining." And they like, "Wait, what?" And he goes, "Anyways, Izuku does get up, and then he just basically pulls out something. He pulls out a weapon. Yeah, pulls out a weapon that is, a paintball gun. And Buck goes, "What are you gonna do with that, you?" As then he just shoots at his Bakugo in the face, which he goes, "Ow!" He goes, "Paintball guns are really dangerous if you know where to hit properly." As when Stripe comes out of nowhere, hits Bakugo right in the stomach, and then kicks Uraraka to the side. As then all of a sudden, this basically Stripe's rope or tape, her capture tape as Izuku's captured shape is like near her, she grabs him and well, they capture Bakugo and Araka, and Villain Team won. And so, Stripe runs over to Deku, just tries to high fives him. As everyone's kind of stuck at this, as Izuku then change the building back to normal, as they basically start carrying Bakugo and Araka out the building, all the way up to the monitor room, and then just put them down, cuts off the tape. Bakugo was like, "What the frick just happened?" And Izuku just says, "Well, my dear friend, you got hit by Stripe, and that was a mean right hook she gave you. That's gonna be bruised for a while." As Bakugo goes he has his right cheek, and he goes, "Ow, yeah, stupid nerd, I hate when you're right." He goes, "Whatever, Bakugo," and he just smiles at that. And that's where I'm going to leave it off, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry if it made no sense. Sorry if it didn't have not enough horror. But it's going to be slowly coming in. So yeah, I'm going to try to put it in at least. So anyways, bye everyone.